top 10 hottest comics of the week.
Oh, cool.
What we do here, Dinesh, is based off of Cover Price. I'm sure you're familiar with Cover Price. They release the top 10 list each and every week on a Monday. Our show is always live on Friday. What we like to do here is we like to just run through the top 10 list, and then Chris here picks his top 3 most interesting books of this list each and every week, and he dives into detail. So we have some books to talk about here for some good reasons and for some not so good reasons. So why don't we just bring it up? I'll list it off right here. Top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of Cover Price. And at number 10, we have War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1. That book has so many first appearances in it. A lot of people saying that, Shang-Chi, there may be some appearances, those characters in there. Be on the lookout for that book. Number 9 is Black Panther, World of Wakanda. Number 1, Natasha Bustos' 50th anniversary variant. We all know why this is hot because of that Ryan Coogler news from last week. And number 8 is Amazing Spider-Man, number 55. That thing is just hot. It's been in here for the last 3-4 weeks. It covers just gorgeous. And second print red, third print blue, 1 in 50 white. So awesome stuff. Number 7 is Thor, 459. We'll get into that as to why. Number 6 is Luna, number 1, Jenny Frison variant, 1 in 25. At number 5 is The Forever Mask from Scout Comics. Number 4 is The Immortal Hulk, number 43, the Declan Shalvey cover. At number 3 is Immortal Hulk again, number 43, that's cover A. Number 2 is Black Panther, World of Wakanda, number 1. And number 1 is The Immortal Hulk, number 43, Joe Bennett, the homage cover. All right, so what we got here, guys, is some interesting stuff. I don't know, Dinesh, does anything stick out for you before Chris just gets right into it?
I mean, that's a good list. Cover Price do a great job.
Yeah.
I was just, we all love that Spidey cover, but I was just looking at it again thinking, this is really it's an all-time Spidey cover. It's seared into our memory now. It's really amazing what they've done with that.
And saying that is backed up by the fact, again, it's in this top 10 hottest list. And this is data, guys. People are not speculating and putting these, just throwing it in there. People are buying this nonstop throughout the past few weeks since it was released. So yeah, it is up there, and it's definitely a memorable cover, beautiful cover by Gleason, I believe. But anyway, so now's the time Chris talks about his top 3 picks of the week. So Chris, what do you got for your first one here?
All right, everyone. So I had to go with this book because I'm gonna break it like this. You heard it first on Comic Book Canon. And I give all credit to Jeff. My number 3 pick is Thor, 459, first appearance of Thunderstrike. We talked about the Thunderstrike look last week with the photos, the behind-the-scene photos from the set of Thor: Love and Thunder. And Jeff is like, Thunderstrike. And I'm like, no, man, that's Point Break. And Jeff is like, Thunderstrike. And I'm like, Point Break. He's like, whatever. Check out Thor 459. And I guess everyone that watched our show last week just went and bought this book. Obviously, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Jeff, I do want to give you some credit, but I can't give you all the credit. You never know. So I hope you guys know I was playing around. But still, this Thunderstrike hype, like, wow. And again, it just shows you how crazy collectors and hobbyists will just jump on the smallest things. This book had a 524% increase in sales with a high raw of $30. I swear I probably have a few copies of this book that I know I bought for probably $1 or less. And you could have probably found this book for a few bucks or less, even in your dollar bins, just last week. So it goes to show, this is absolutely nuts. And Jeff, I don't know about you, but my theory, and we don't know, but if anything, this whole image of the Thunderstrike look, maybe just an homage, an ode to it that's not even going to be talked about or vocalized or something. I mean,
we did say this. Dinesh, to give you some context, I think it was last week they had some Thor: Love and Thunder images on set, which were amazing looking, and he had the Thunderstrike look. Chris and I both said, like, this is not a book you should be jumping on.
I agree very much.
Yeah, again, Thunderstrike, when I was reading it, was cool, but we were just kids back then. I don't see them bringing in Eric Masterson to do any sort of – I think it's more of a homage. But, again, you guys spend what you want, spend what you love. Don't listen to us. This is just our opinions on things.
But people get excited, right? They see it and they go, "Oh yeah, that's right. I love that. I want that."
Totally. That's why we're saying, like, it's on you. But if you're a speculator thinking that you're going to get this book and it's going to, tenfold, and then, by the time Love and Thunder comes out, I don't think that's going to be the case. And I think, speaking for you guys as well, I don't see you guys believing in that either. So.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is going nowhere, and my humble opinion. But take everything we say with a grain of salt. You never know with Marvel, though. You never know.
You guys are awesome. That's very responsible of you. Not a lot of people do it like this. That's very cool.
Oh, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and I always say, and every time I do a lot of top 10s and top this and top that on my video, and I break, we break down the numbers. This is why. And then look, like we're all here. We all, speculate to some extent. We all like to talk about it, but do what you do because the love is there first. If you like the character, if you enjoy taking the risk, hey, if you want to take a risk on this book right now and you're willing to spend $30 on it, that's the risk that you're willing to take. And if it makes you happy, then I'm happy for you, right?
That's what it is. If it makes you happy, as Thoro says, buy what you love. So go for it. Go for it.
Right. Exactly.
So Chris, we have a second book on this list, and we're going to get right to it. What do you got?
Yes. All right, number 2. Hey, a little more substantiated to be on this list. Black Panther, World of Wakanda, number 1. I just love this beautiful cover, red, black, and green. This book is a book that I have 3 copies of, just because I enjoyed it. This book obviously is hot because we got the Disney Plus announcement of a World of Wakanda, or exploring the universe of Wakanda TV show that is going to be on Disney Plus, obviously headed by Ryan Coogler. So I'm extremely excited about that. And this is, like I said, something that I think can have some substantial push for, some type of long term. We saw a 491% increase in sales. High Raw hitting $38. So, again, look, I always talk about the state of rumors and announcements, or excuse me, the steps. And this is a book where we hit that big next step up where we get an official announcement, and I think this is one, like, there wasn't really any rumor. We got Black Panther. We knew Black Panther was going to be there. So once that happens with the character, you can almost speculate on anything, right? Once this was announced, I mean, this book took off because I don't know if anyone really saw this coming, especially, unfortunately, with the passing of Chadwick. I don't know if that changed the decision to get this show green lit. But the bottom line is I really think the show is going to open up the door for so much that is Wakanda and Black Panther. Will it relate? Like, will the show actually relate to the storyline in this book? I don't know. I think just right now, without having any other type of information, it's probably just the best thing that we as collectors and speculators can cling to is saying, well, this seems like it's going to relate. Hey, we shall see.
I think there are a lot of first appearances in there. And obviously, if I'm going to compare this book to Thor 459, I would say if you're a speculator, this would be the book to go with. And I think this is exciting, especially the new characters they may be concentrating on in World of Wakanda. I don't think you're going to see much of Shuri in it. I really don't. I think you're going to see kind of ancillary characters that are on the outside that are going to be the main characters. And I think they may be plucking from this.
I think you're totally wrong, man.
Really?
Totally wrong. I think what Feige has just done with WandaVision is say these shows that you thought of as like the one-shots that take place outside Civil War where Punisher has to go like save a school bus of people. Nah, man, we're going to put all the big guns there. I think they're treating them like A stories. I bet we do see Shuri. I bet we'd see all of it.
Interesting. I agree with you on the ones that they have announced. This one, for some reason, I feel like they're going to, I don't know, and I cannot pronounce the female warriors tribe name, the group name. I think they're gonna focus on that group right there is what I would think. I hear you. They're treating their series like they're
crazy, right? They're big,
right?
6-hour feature length films, right? It's outstanding, especially WandaVision, which we have so much to say about.
Yeah,
but and I agree with you. I'm not sure about this one though. And again, speculation.
I'm kind of in the middle. I definitely see that going both ways here with this. But I just, it still hurts me to talk about Chadwick Boseman and not being here.
Yeah.
But I would have to take his loss, maybe playing into this, to where, it to Dinesh's point, maybe this opens up the door for them to take these main characters that we've seen and flesh out something else to explain why T'Challa is no longer there. So yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, but to your point, Jeff, I do agree that like the world of Wakanda is something though that can absolutely be fleshed out and be something that stands on its own legs. So there's a lot here. Obviously, we have nothing yet, except we know that there's going to be a show. I cannot wait to start getting some type of glimpse on what this is going to look like.
I think it's a ways off, but super psyched. No matter what, I think we can all agree we're super psyched that an announcement like this was made, because they're just expanding the world that we love. So I'm very happy about this. I know most of you guys are too. All right, so we have a third book here that we're gonna talk. Or Chris is gonna talk about, and it's kind of bullshit. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Look, and again, I'm gonna take this lightly, guys. I'm not gonna try to, we're not going down too much of a slippery slope here. But there was a book that had 3 covers on this list today, and I'm not even gonna say the name of the book. I'm not even gonna talk about it, but I wanted to talk about this in my top 3 because I think it's important to why this book is so hot right now. And I'm not even going to get into the details of that, but we know that there's a book on this list that has some controversy that seemed to come off is very negative to a certain group of people. The artist that was involved in this imagery that was shown to be negative did issue an apology. He stated that it was not meant to be offensive at all. Whether that's true or not, I think that's irrelevant at this point. I understand how this issue, even if there wasn't any intent to be negative, I can absolutely see how it can be seen as negative by fans, by everyday people. And I think it was right for Marvel to recall this book. Here's why I want to talk about it. I talk about books that are on this list because of multiple different reasons. And I may not like a crazy book like Thor 459 selling 500+% increase in sales is selling for $30 when it was a dollar bin book last week. I talk about that because although I laugh at it and I would never pay that money for that book, it's cool. It's cool to talk about. I don't hate on any of these things. This is why I enjoy the hobby. But this is one where I have to be a decent human being and say, I want to encourage all of us to stop being speculators or stop being investors just for this type of moment in this type of situation. Because for me, if a book is being recalled because it had a print error or because something like that, like a misspelling of Peter Parker's name, like we were just talking about earlier, something like that, that's cool. But when it's something that can be very derogatory and have real life consequences, I don't care if that book will ever have value. I don't care if it will ever be worth $500,000, $5,000 to $500,000. I do not want to support buying that book. And that's just point blank, period. So, like I said, I'm not going to get into all the politics of it or not. For me, it's about being a decent human being. And I really wanted to use this opportunity to say, I just want us collectors to be responsible in what we do when it has detriments that can affect people in real life outside of this hobby. All right. So, I hope that gets the point across. Like I said, without diving too much into the politics of it, I would never own a book because it was popular or hot and had spec value for all the wrong reasons.
And there are people asking what this is about. And basically, Immortal Hulk 43 is being recalled because there's a panel in there in a jewelry shop. It says jewelry, missing the L, jewelry. and there's a Star of David below that, and people, I'll take the apology from Joe Bennett, the artist on there. He said it was a mistake, and I guess Dinesh, that passes through an editor too. An editor could have caught that as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I'm not so sure I see any malintent, but I'm kind of disgusted that people are buying into this, thinking that it's going to be of value for something that obviously people were like, "Hey, this is not cool," and it did bother people. So that's where I have a problem with it.
Joe Bennett's the interior artist?
Yeah.
I know Joe. I worked with him at Valiant. All my dealings with him, he's not that kind of guy, so I'm very surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
And it passes through a lot of, not just Ender, it passes through a lot of people. There's a lot of people that would have missed that.
And it's not like right in your face. We didn't pull the pan. We just Chris and I decided not to bring the image of the book.
Right. Yeah, no need to.
But it's not like it's right in your face and blatant. I could, especially if there's no track record of this guy being an anti-Semite or anything like that. I take his apology as sincere. I just don't find it acceptable for people to be going out there and buying this as a collectible or specking on it and just things like that. It's in my opinion, it's disgusting.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. We're not trying to, this isn't about, again, like cancel culture. We're not, Joe is an artist and this is his livelihood. We're not here to pick up pitchforks against anyone and go to some extreme to hurt somebody's livelihood. It's the fact of, I'm sure, Joe himself probably could say, wow, this was an error that was made. And now that I see this, I can see how it could be taken wrong. Yeah, let's get it out of the book. He would probably say that himself. So, I think we're all on the same page to say oops, wasn't any, ill intent here, but it's the good human thing to do to say, let's put that aside. Let's move on. And I think when we speculate on these things for these reasons, it muddies the water, and it's unnecessary. And it just ultimately it's not good for the hobby, in my opinion, because what it's really going to do is it's going to continue a conversation that doesn't even need to be had from people on both sides of this. Like I said, I don't want people on one side to see it and think that, oh, this is BS cancel culture. But at the same time, I don't want people that are possibly offended by it ruining an artist's livelihood for a simple mistake. So that's why I feel like it's for the sake of all of us, let's just move on. If you bought it because you wanted to read it, cool. If you haven't bought it yet and you want to read it, wait for the digital or wait for the when they issue the second print and they take that out, and let's just move on from this.
And with that ends our top 10 hottest comic books of the week.